Welcome back to the second episode of Season 3. I mean, we are flying through this career mode. Season 3 already. We've got Pierre Gasly and Kevin Magnussen still in the seat. I think that might change at the end of the year. I think we might get rid of Kevin Magnussen. But it all depends on how he does. Didn't have the best of first races because he did get that hit from Nicholas Latifi. But Gasly was able to get P7, but we do seem to be quite away from Mercedes, Red Bull, and Ferrari, who are all pretty equal. And then it's kind of us and Alfa Romeo behind. But no real upgrades coming in. I think we do, yeah, so we have the design suspension coming in. So that is an upgrade, but we're not going to get the manufacturing done in time. So it's going to be the same car, same scenario, probably. Well, I mean, it's a completely different track, but I'm expecting to be right at the tail end of the points once again. So the suspension manufacturer, one of them is coming in tomorrow on qualifying. Now, if we get that in before qualifying, it will work. I'm not sure if we'll be able to, but we will try it. We'll see. Suspension. Can we change? Can we put it on? Yes, we can. Okay, so we managed to actually get one of the new suspensions on. We're putting on Gasly's car. You can see the difference here. It's moved us up the grid a little bit on the low speed, the medium speed, the top speed, and the brake cooling. So it's helped quite a bit. You can see we are a little bit off it. The high speed corners, which is important around Jeddah, we're 5th. So we're pretty good on that front. And that's going to help us a lot. The top speed, obviously, is something that we're lacking. But we do have a big rear wing upgrade incoming. So hopefully that's going to help us. Gasly should be about a 10th or 2 faster than Magnussen this weekend. I mean, that's comfortably into Q2. I mean, thank God for the Aston Martins and the Williams. They basically make it super easy to get out of Q1 every weekend. If they were a little faster, then it would be a little bit more of a problem and we'll be a little bit more nervous. We might have to do 2 laps in Q1. But just the 1, and you can see we're quite far off of Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez. But when it comes to race pace, we know our car is a little bit faster in that department, so we should be able to claw a bit back during the race, especially if we stay within the DRS, and who knows, we can get big points. I feel pretty confident Gasly is through. Magnussen, on the other hand, needs to find over or about a 10th probably to make it in to Q3, so it's going to be touch and go for him as he is going through his lap now. You can see Gasly is going to be safe. There's already 3 drivers finished which are behind him, or should be. I don't think Ricciardo and Vettel are both going to jump up ahead along with Lando Norris. Lando Norris might actually, but Gasly goes even faster just to make sure. Magnussen needs to finish off this lap and put in a good lap. He goes up to P9. Okay, both drivers into Q3, showing that we do look pretty strong around here. Now, I think that is Lando Norris out in Q2. It is. So, it doesn't say yet. There we go. He's finished now. So, Lando Norris out in Q2. Same with Vettel. So, only one McLaren in. Both Alfa Romeos out. And an AlphaTauri making it through as well. So, that is good for us. We'll be able to do a bit of a 2v1 on Lewis Hamilton, at least at the start of the Grand Prix. I mean, if we can get ahead of Hamilton, I think that's the best we can do, P7. But we've got to get ahead of Guan Yu Zhou, at least with Kevin Magnussen. So we're going to send both our drivers out now. They're the last 2 to exit the pits. You can see Zhou and Hamilton up ahead. So we can see what sort of times they're doing. But this is one last lap to try and get us P7 and P8. If we can get P7 and P8, that would be ideal scenario. Both drivers are improving. They're obviously on a new set this time around, as you can watch Gasly round the final corner. Hamilton couldn't improve, so all he has to do is find 3 100ths and he's got that P7. A little bit more and he'll probably get himself safe from Kevin Magnussen as well. He crosses the line, he goes up ahead of Lewis Hamilton. What a lap that is. He got close to the Mercedes. Magnussen up in a P8. That's a 4th row lockout for Haas. That is what we needed ahead of both Hamilton and Guan Yu Zhou, and we're pretty much the best of the rest right now, and we can potentially fight with Mercedes in the race. We know our race pace is better, so to have a qualifying time like that, P7 and P8, I think is pretty good. Obviously going to be a dry race in Jeddah. We did save a set of fresh tyres just in case, or a set of fresh soft tyres just in case we needed to use them during the Grand Prix, but the one stop could be better. Hards to mediums is an option. Honestly, I think the 1 stop. Oh, do we go 2 stop? It's an interesting one. I'm not sure. I think we might split up the strategy, but to go, I think I would rather start on the mediums. Go mediums. No. All right, we'll do softs, hards, mediums for Gazzy, and then we'll do hards to mediums for Kevin Magnussen. Now, the only problem... I'd rather do mediums to hards, actually, in case a safety car comes out and we can get to the end of the Grand Prix. I'm just not too sure about this one-stopper. This two-stopper, sorry, from Gazzy. Not sure if it's going to work. It will allow us to push a little bit more. But we've got to get the moves done early. We have to get the moves done early. So we'll try it. We'll try it with Pierre Gazzy, see what happens. And we'll keep Kevin Magnussen in the standard one-stop, mediums to hards. It looks like everybody's gone out on the mediums. Well, you see a Mercedes on the hards. You see a Ferrari in hards, actually. No one else on the softs, I don't think. So I think we might be the only ones brave enough to commit to that two-stop strategy. Yuki Tsunoda on the softs as well. So it'll be interesting to see what we could do as Gazzy already getting past one of the Mercedes drivers. He's going for the other one as well. Look at that. That's how you make the strategy work straight away, Pierre. That is a fantastic start. Up into P5. He got past George Russell. Then he got past Valtteri Bottas. Now he's got the Red Bulls and the Ferraris in front. If he can make some moves, could get the strategy to work. Magnussen's settled down into P8. He's got Hamilton behind. Just don't let Hamilton past you. I mean, look at this. We're going to go down the inside. Still on the first lap. Could get up to P4. That's important. That's another great move. We're really going for it on the soft tyres. This is the way to make this strategy work. We have to make the overtakes on the opening lap on these softs. And he's already done it. He's up in a P4. He could potentially get another couple of positions down this straight using the overtake. The extra grip out of the corner. Can he go down the inside of Sergio Perez? Go on, get up into the podium places early doors. Oh, he can't quite find a way through. He's going to have to settle down and sit behind. But if they keep fighting, surely we can find a way past. Verstappen and Leclerc are absolutely going for it out front. Surely we can find a time to go for it. Leclerc down the inside of Verstappen. I mean, while they're battling, we can get better exits. We can find a way through. We got the overtake on. We're going to go down the inside of Perez this time around. So that's one car pass. Can we get past either of the other two? Not yet. We haven't even got past the Red Bull yet. It's still touch and go. I think now we've made the move on Perez. Yes, Perez has settled down behind. We're going to try and harvest a bit of ERS, but we're going to focus on this Gazzy battle to try and get him in the lead and potentially pull away from these two behind. Gazzy's in the race lead. I didn't even see it. Gazzy's in the race lead. I'll tell you what. Now we're going to go for it. We're going to try and push away. Let's see what... He must have done that down the main straight with DRS. Yeah, he's got DRS on both of them. Down the main straight. Gets past both Verstappen and Leclerc because he did drop behind Verstappen for a little bit. Now we're going to push. We're going to see if he can pull out of that DRS range. But he's got DRS down here. So we haven't really timed it very well, have we? We've tried to pull out at the worst possible time. We've gone full attack mode with Pierre Gazzy just to try and make it work, but they're going to pretty much have another go at us down this straight. We'll try and defend him down this straight. Can we defend against the speed of the Ferrari or the Red Bull? It looks like we just can, and now we're going to try and deploy it. Now's a good time to go for it because there's not another DRS zone for a little bit. If we can somehow creep out of that 1 second margin, that would be perfect, but you got Verstappen and Leclerc behind you. I don't think it's going to be possible, and it's not going to be. We're going to have to settle down and just relax. You can see Magnussen did get past both Russell and Hamilton, and now would be a good time to push for him, but I don't think he's going to be able to pull out of that either. Yellow flag. Verstappen stopped. He stopped. Did he crash? Hold on.
Yellow exit of 6. Yellow exit.
Where is he? Where is he? I think he might have crashed because he's going again. He did crash. So Verstappen has had a nightmare. Who is he fighting with? He's fighting with his Red Bull teammate by the looks of it. Oh, he's lost it. He's just lost the car. That's a front wing gone. You can see that front wing piece go flying. Verstappen is going to have to come into the pits. His front wing is ruined. And he's basically... He's screwed over his race unless a safety car comes out. So that is Verstappen pretty much out of it. Leclerc somehow built a gap from that incident. Gazzy's dropped down into P3 with Bottas in P2. But it's looking good for Charles Leclerc. Verstappen on the hard tyres is going to have to switch. He's going to have to go to a two-stop strategy and switch his front wing. There you go. Magnussen's got the move done. Stay ahead. Stay ahead, K-Mag. Stay ahead. All right, now we're going to push. We're going to push for Kevin Magnussen. If you watch on board with Daniel Ricciardo, you're going to see Magnussen just drive up into the sunset, and you can see he's already built up a 7/10th, 8/10th gap. I think Ricciardo had a really poor exit out of one of the corners. That's helped Kevin Magnussen pull away and create a bit of a gap. I don't know if there was DRS down that straight, but he's out of DRS zone now. There's 1.2 second gap. This has worked perfectly. We've pulled away at the perfect time. And now Hamilton's going to have a go at Daniel Ricciardo. Ricciardo won't have DRS down this straight. They're going to go side by side, these two. And that's costing them more and more time. And Magnussen's pulled away from that train. Gasly in P5. He is struggling now on these soft tyres. We should have probably pit him there. I think we're going to pit him next lap. On the other hand, though, Magnussen's done a solid job to get out of that DRS zone, and he can cruise a little bit. I'm sure they'll catch up very soon, but just having a bit of free air is nice for him. We're going to pit this lap now. I think now, yeah, we've gone past the optimal pit stop time, so we should have pitted last lap. Now we're going to pit onto the hards with Gasly. He is onto the back of these group of cars still. He's got DRS, so he's just chilling. Leclerc's kind of created a bit of a gap out in front. So Gasly was going to pit early. We're going to try this alternate strategy and see how it works. Where is he going to come out? If we have a look at the map, if he can come out ahead of this train, this would be very, very good. I don't know if he's going to, though. This is actually very big for his race. He's not going to, is he? Oh, it's going to be so close. Oh, he's come out in the middle. Oh, he's come out behind. Oh my days, if he gets out in front, that is absolutely perfect. But he's stuck in this train of cars now. Come on, down this straight. Come on. There you go. Triple overtake. Oh, he's going to get double. Oh my goodness me, they're going 3 wide. Yes, okay, that's perfect. That is good. Now you can go for it. We'll wait until the next DRS straight. Then you can go for it in the Alfa Romeo. Magnussen, on the other hand, we are going to bring in, I think, this lap. Do we bring him in this lap? No, I think we try and get him go one more, because those hards, they're going to be difficult to get to the end of the Grand Prix. We don't want him to be completely dead on him. So if he can sit behind this Mercedes and have the Mercedes just tow him along for the next couple laps, that could work. That could work. So maybe we just have him sit there. On the other hand, Gasly's looking for a move. It looked like the Alfa Romeo just cut him off there. But down the inside, he's going to get DRS down this straight as well, because he was behind him at the detection zone. So Gasly up into P8. He's got the AlphaTauri behind. Let's try and pull away now. Get out of... get away from them. You can see the pit stoppers that did come out. They're only a couple seconds up the road, so he could get that sorted. Norris yet to pit in the McLaren, and he is far behind. All right, Magnussen's dropped out of that DRS. He's dropped out of that DRS from George Russell. I think now is the time to pit him. He is really struggling on those mediums. I think those extra few laps might be helpful, though. Because it did look like our tyres are going to be dead towards the end of the Grand Prix. So into the pits comes Magnussen. He gets out just ahead of Lewis Hamilton. We've actually timed that perfectly. Hamilton came in a few laps earlier. We get out just ahead. That is perfect for his Grand Prix. Let's push a little bit to try and get out of Hamilton's DRS potentially. If we can do that, then that'll be even better for his race. And he's done it. Just... Oh, no. Hamilton stayed in. Crap. All right. So Hamilton is well and truly in our race. What's he done? Oh, he's still ahead. So I don't think he's ran wide too bad. If Magnussen can get past Vettel, Alonso, Albon, that will really help his race. They're on old hards. Hopefully they come into the pits as well as Norris. We can potentially... P6 and P7 is looking like the goal in this Grand Prix, thanks to Verstappen's earlier mistake. If we can get P6 and P7, oh my word, that'll be an unbelievable result here in Jeddah. If we can get a move on these cars, that would be even better. Come on, let's see if we can make a move, because I'm not sure when they're going to pit. But he's got past all of them. He's got past all of them. That's a fantastic job from Kevin Magnussen. And Hamilton is stuck behind. So we can pull away a little bit. Get out of that DRS train. We're going to pull away from Lewis Hamilton as well. And hopefully those cars stay out for a little bit longer and hold him up. Give us DRS. Give us DRS this time. We'll breeze through. Actually, we're holding on the ERS. We're holding on the fuel. Okay, this time, as more people come into the pits, I thought they were going for the one-stopper. Oh, is that the drivers that haven't come in yet? I do not know. But we're focused on Magnussen as he gets past Lando Norris, who now comes into the pits. So right as we were about to get past him, he comes into the pits. But more importantly, we've got that gap to Lewis Hamilton. Russell and Sainz onto the mediums. So that's their last pit stop, and we're ahead of George Russell. Gasly obviously having to pit again as well to go into the mediums to the end of the Grand Prix. I think Leclerc, Perez, and Bottas, they're staying out until the end, just like Kevin Magnussen. We've had a crash. Oh, boy. I mean, this would be very good for Gasly if a safety car came out. Doesn't look like it, though. It usually says it straight away. So just a yellow flag. Not sure who it is. Neither of my drivers, thankfully, but it's Yuki Tsunoda. All right. So 14 laps to go. It's looking good for a P7, P8. Optimal pit stop time for Pierre Gasly. We're going to keep him out a couple more laps. He is behind George Russell, so he can kind of just follow him. Oh, no, that's Magnussen behind George Russell. He's behind Carlos Sainz, so we can follow him a couple more laps. Now that he's dropped out of it, now we're going to be thinking about a pit stop onto the medium tyres. We're actually going to do it now. Down this straight. So box, Pierre Gasly. In he comes as he's dropped out of Sainz's DRS window. Where is he going to come out? Is he going to come out behind Lewis Hamilton? Yes. Can he come out ahead of Verstappen and the Alfa Romeo? That is important. Yes, he can. So that is a very strong job. Verstappen's going to have to pit again, but at least we didn't get stuck behind those two runners, and we can get on with things and hopefully claw back to P7 with Magnussen in P6. We should be able to do that. It should be a P6, P7 for Haas here in Saudi Arabia. All right, Gasly's on the back of them now. 9 laps to do this. This should be a very comfortable move. We're going to go harvest and standard. We're going to just save some ERS, and then we're going to go for the move, pull away, and that should be all she wrote. There you go. Didn't even need to do it. We've already got past them. So push a little bit, go a bit more aggressive now. Try and pull a gap from Guan Yu Zhou and Lewis Hamilton behind, and we can get on with our race. If they stay in DRS, that's when it becomes an issue. So down the straight, that's their best chance to get back past. They did not. So now we've got that gap. We can push on. I don't think we're going to catch any of the cars ahead, or at least Gasly's not going to catch Magnussen. Magnussen losing. He's lost out to that DRS from George Russell. Get back in it. Okay, we can still fight with George Russell and potentially get a P5 with Magnussen. Potentially, but we've got to stay here with Magnussen. Gasly's pretty much guaranteed a P7. I think that two-stopper was the wrong decision, but regardless, he's still in for a P7. Oh, he's going for the move. He's going for the move. We don't even need to do it yet. We're trying to be a bit more patient. We're trying to conserve some fuel, conserve some ERS before we go for that move on George Russell. The only worry is we don't want to conserve so much that we drop out of his DRS. He is on medium, so he is on a faster tyre, but Magnussen could get this done. We're going to try it later on in the Grand Prix when his tyres are a little more worn and we have some ERS to really play with, but we're dropping out. Or slowly drop it away. But to stay in that DRS is so crucial around here because there's 3 DRS zones. There's one that we just went past. This one right here and one down the straight. And it really, really pulls you back as we cross the line with 3 laps to go. We've got to decide when are we going to go for the move. I don't want to go for it yet. I want to save that ERS. You can see, well, you can't see, but we've got 76% ERS right now. 80%. We're hovering around there. Just saving. We're just saving it as a sugar. He pulls away a little bit to try and get out of that ERS or DRS range, but he can't just yet, and we're going to stay. Oh no, we've dropped out of it. We're going to have to deploy some ERS just to get back in it, but we should get back in it before the next main straight. And do we? Yes, we live to breathe another day, and we close him back in. I think we need to go for the move very, very soon. This next lap, we have to stay with him. Have to stay with him. We're going to go for it. Can we go for it now? Are we going to go for it now? Round the outside? Oh, we're going to go for it. It's the inside. It's not going to work just yet. Okay, we're going to go for it next lap or next time down the pit straight. And there'll be one more lap to go after. So just stay close to him, which he's doing very, very well. Gasly comfortably in P7. No one around him. He's doing a solid, solid job. We're actually going to conserve. Why don't we conserve everything with Gasly, and in the final lap, we're going to go for that fastest lap for Pierre Gasly, because currently Max Verstappen has it. Verstappen on the softs is probably going to take it, but we might as well give it a shot with Pierre Gasly. But I'll focus on George Russell and Kevin Magnussen. This is the time to go for it. We're going to go for it down this straight. Come on, K-Mag. You've got the DRS. You've got the ERS. Down the straight we go. Down the inside. Go for the move on the Mercedes driver. Can he get it done? Oh, no. Oh, I can't. He can't get it done just yet. We're going to have to settle down. We're going to have to relax. We're going to have to save some ERS. And we're going to have to go for it again on the final lap of the Grand Prix. We're saving up ERS with Gasly as well. He's going to really go for it on the final lap for fastest lap. We're going to have to go for it here. We're going to have to really go for it. So stay in the DRS. Get the DRS. Now we can close on in. And we're going to go for it on the final lap of the Grand Prix. So we are closing in. Oh, as you can see, Leclerc, he started that final lap. We're closing on in. The Mercedes of George Russell. Can we get a P5 here in Saudi Arabia? We're going to really push it on this final lap. Chocolate overtake. Down this straight is when we need to make the move. You can see we're going to go down the inside of the Mercedes. Up into P5 we go. Focused out on Gasly. We got to get him going so we could go for fastest lap. Somehow he hasn't saved up much ERS, even though we've been on harvest for ages. But we're going to go for fastest lap with him. George Russell, he's going to be trying to fight that place back, but we've got to try and pull away a little bit before the DRS zones. Magnussen really pushing this car, but George Russell on the fresher mediums is going to be able to stay with him and have one last attack. Oh boy, Gasly is pushing himself just to try and get that fastest lap of the Grand Prix, but he's gone slower in the first sector. We're empty on the battery with Kevin Magnussen. Oh, my days, he's going to close in. Oh, he's going to... This is going to be a photo finish here in Saudi Arabia. Is he going to go for the move down the inside before the final straight? Magnussen defends for all his life. And now is the time when we've got to sprint to the line. I think we're going to have just enough fuel, but I think George Russell has got enough pace, enough grip to get back past us. He does. And up to the line he goes, and he takes P5. Back from Kevin Magnussen. Gasly's gone purple middle sector. Is he going to take fastest lap away from Max Verstappen? Pierre Gasly crosses the line. I think he did. I think he did it. Yes, he did. A 130.3. Gasly takes the extra point. I'll tell you what, a P6 and P7 here in Saudi Arabia with the fastest lap is absolutely phenomenal. We were way away from McLaren, way away from Alfa Romeo as well. And Gasly did a great job to get that fastest lap. Max Verstappen not scoring any points. Hamilton only getting 4. This is a fantastic weekend. 15 points for us in the Constructors. 22 overall. Comfortably P4. I think once the upgrades come in, we can start fighting for that top 3. This is a bit of a different start to what we had last season. Last season, it was mistakes galore. This season, it's a good start. It's a good start. I'm happy with that. Drivers... Championship, you see Gasly with 14, Magnussen with 8, and this is something that we can build on throughout this season. Development point for Gasly, we'll take that. And Jack Doohan, we got him in free practice 1. He is still developing as a driver. Hopefully he could be racing for us in a couple seasons time, but I'm not too sure. But what a weekend that is in Saudi Arabia. I'd say that's a good weekend. You can see over here, we got the manufacturing of the suspension coming in. Oh, Gasly had the better car as well. I just remembered that. He had the new upgrade, and Magnussen still got P6. But I think that could be partly down to the strategy. But you can see, so the manufacturer of the suspension is coming in. In 6 days, we're getting that rear wing upgrade. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get one in before Albert Park. We'll have to find out. But we do have design pieces coming in, manufacturers coming in. We've got plenty of money, so we will be able to spend it all. If you are enjoying this series, make sure you go ahead, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.